Hey everyone, welcome to the latest edition of Off the Top Rope here on the Off the Mic Sports Network. I'm Mike Mayer, reviewing Bad Blood here. Big time show coming up in Atlanta on Saturday. Really excited for this show. It's been built up very well. It's been heavily promoted. They're expecting over 14,000 people at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Like I said, this feels like a big time show, even though it's a B-level show. A lot of history with this event. They're doing a Hell in a Cell match, 27 years since the first one between Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, which was out of Bad Blood. So it's a neat little callback to bring this event back, and I'm really excited to see what transpires. So let's start off talking about, there is some controversy, and I've talked about it here on the channel, what is going to main event the show. And the reports indicate that the main event of the show is going to be Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns versus the Bloodlines, which is Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. There were rumors of a certain final boss showing up, so I get it. I'm not gonna go scorched earth on WWE for making this decision. I understand the Bloodline's been their biggest long-standing angle for the last 4 years. Now, I do feel bad for CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, but those guys are professional. I know CM Punk has been butthurt in the past about being passed over for a main event, but this is a different company with Triple H, and I think CM Punk and Drew McIntyre opening the show, I think, is about as good of a thing as you can do. Start off with the hot crowd in Atlanta, which will bring the energy. Atlanta has always brought it for a lot of shows. I think there'll be a lot of energy in the building to see a Hell in a Cell match. We haven't seen a Hell in a Cell match since WrestleMania last year, so this is going to feel big. It's a big-time blood feud that's been going on for 9 months between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. So I think, look, yeah, on the surface, does it feel bad that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre aren't main eventing the show when they felt like the main event of this show, especially, with the Hell in a Cell being on the Icon and, just how long this feud, it's the best feud versus your best draws. And if Rock is coming back, and I know this is going to feed into speculation, but if Rock is back for this show, then I totally understand why they went with the decision to go with the Bloodline tag at the end of the show. Also, in addition to the fact that you got Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns, your two biggest regular draws in this company, teaming up together. Cody's was on the promotional material for this show with Metro Boomin. So he's from Atlanta, and they did a promo in Atlanta. There's, like I said, go watch the video. I don't usually do this. I usually have a strong opinion one way or the other, but I'm not going to beat this to death. Like I said, it's disappointing that one of these two matches could not main event the show because that's just the reality of the situation. But if you're going to do it this way, CM Punk and Drew McIntyre should start the show. It's reported that it will open the show. I don't think that's a death sentence at all. It'll be hard for the rest of the show to follow it because I think this is going to be probably the best match on this show. It's the one that everybody's looking forward to. When it comes down to the match itself, I've got CM Punk winning it just because if Drew wins, I just don't see anywhere else for him to go. It's like I said, if you win this match, then okay, he's got a case to be going after the World Heavyweight Championship. He's a heel. Gunther's a heel. And even though Gunther's facing Sami Zayn's not winning the World Heavyweight title. So CM Punk has already hinted that he's going after Gunther. And usually in these situations, when you have a long-standing rivalry between a heel and a babyface, it's a blood feud, and it ends in Hell in a Cell, usually the babyface is the one that reigns supreme in these cases, and I think CM Punk will ultimately win. Drew won't get hurt at all. He's been outstanding in this feud. He's elevated himself to the next level. So yeah, I got Punk winning this match. Then we move on to Nia Jax and Bayley. Nia Jax, the champion, defending against Bayley, a rematch from SummerSlam. I think Nia Jax is going to win. How she wins is really what's up for debate here. That's really the bigger story than who wins. Bayley's not winning back the championship. It's been 2 months. Nia's been a solid women's champion so far. Her run really hasn't gotten out of the starting blocks yet. So I would honestly have Nia win. A lot of people are expecting a Tiffany Stratton cash-in. I don't think that'll be the case. I think you're going to have Naomi trying to neutralize Tiffany Stratton, and it's going to lead to a finish where Nia ultimately benefits from interference from those two. And it's going to lead to dissension between Bayley and Naomi, which you're already starting to see. And One of them will turn heel, probably Naomi. But it will be very interesting to see how that plays out, and the rest of this women's division on SmackDown. But I just think it's too soon for Tiffany Stratton to cash in that briefcase just yet. But it's going to happen eventually, and I would expect it to happen before the end of this year, to be honest with you, because they're heavily laying it on thick, making you think that it's going to happen. But I don't think it's going to happen here at Bad Blood. I think it's going to be Nia retaining because of the involvement of Tiffany Stratton and Naomi. I don't think Naomi's going to outright turn on Bayley here. I think it's just going to be an inadvertent, accidental interference that leads to Nia getting the win over Bayley. So then we get to Damian Priest and Finn Balor, the Judgment Day double future, the Judgment Day versus Terror Twins double future. Good to see these two guys on the show, and good to see two guys these guys are in their 40s, and they don't feel over the hill. Like, these guys are, this is a white hot feud, a lot of heat behind it. In regards to this feud, I've been thinking a lot about it. I just think, Finn Balor losing, I think there's more to be gained from Finn losing this match, and then really tapping into that dark side and going back to the Demon and bringing that back for this feud with Damian Priest. I think that there's more to tap into with that. And frankly, spoiler, I just don't see both of one side, whether it be Judgment Day or Terror Twins, sweeping these matches. I think it's going to be an even split. One Judgment Day member is going to win, and one Terror Twin is going to win. So, spoiler alert, you guys kind of know, and I've kind of, talked about it here on the channel about how I feel about Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. But I've got Damian Priest beating Finn Balor, and then I think it won't end there. I think Finn will tap into more of that darker side. We'll see more of, potentially a Demon coming back and leading into this longer running rivalry between him and Damian Priest, because I don't think it's going to end with just one match between these two guys. Then Liv Morgan versus Rhea Ripley. Dom Mysterio is in a shark cage. You better believe there's going to be a bunch of shenanigans in this match. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Rhea Ripley, I don't think she should win here. As much as I love her, I think she's the face of the women's division. I think there's more money in the chase, because if it goes the other way and Rhea wins, there's just nobody out there. And Rhea's your top draw. There's more money in the chase here. And Liv winning because of a roadblock like a Raquel Rodriguez amidst a bunch of Judgment Day interference to get Dom out of the cage and all this other crazy shit that could happen in this match. I've got Liv Morgan winning this match. Raquel reunites with her former tag team partner, who obviously has beef with Rhea Ripley still, and that sets a chain of events to go on the long road to get back to this at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, where Rhea Ripley will win the championship there. There's just nothing for either one of these two to do if the title change happens. You could go back to Rhea and Liv again, but Liv will have already lost at that point. And what sense is there in doing that? It's like, once the title win happens and Rhea gets that moment, that's the big spot that you're building to. And her conquering, the Judgment Day and all of these obstacles that she's had to get back to where she was before the injury. So I think Liv will win. I don't think it's going to hurt Rhea. It's going to be by nefarious means again. And she's going to get screwed over, and it's going to lead this chain of events where she's going to have to, build her way back up to the top. And it'll ultimately lead to her winning at WrestleMania next year. And then the main event, Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu. With the insertion of The Rock potentially, this gets really interesting. Does he affect the outcome of this match? And then that leads to whatever's going to happen. I think the statement that they've got to make in this match is Jacob Fatu is a real fucking deal. And in order to do that, Jacob Fatu has got to pin Roman Reigns. He has got to pin Roman Reigns. That's got to be what this finish is. I don't know if it's going to be a result of The Rock. And then, maybe after the fact, Cody finds out that he's facing The Rock. And it's in a video package or it's something. I don't know. But that's been heavily hinted at. But I think if you really want to make a statement and really force the hand of Roman Reigns to try and go conquer the Bloodline, you have dissension between him and Cody Rhodes in this match. You have him take the pin against Jacob Fatu. A lot of people think it's going to be Solo Sikoa. I don't hate Solo Sikoa. I just don't see him as being the dominant guy that needs, that massive rub of, you know, getting the pinfall over the former one of the longest reigning champions ever in Roman Reigns. So I think Jacob Fatu should pin Roman Reigns in this match. Rock, based off of what we're hearing, it makes a ton of sense for them to be in the main event and that to happen and that follow. Maybe Rock affects this outcome, but I don't see Cody and Roman winning this match, and Cody, your champion, is not taking the pin. And it's amazing that here we are in 2024 of me saying that the most likely outcome is Roman Reigns getting pinned when he's only been pinned like twice in the last 4 or 5 years. So, but this should be a wild show. I'm really looking forward to it. Very excited to talk about in the immediate aftermath. We'll have a post show as well. A lot of great wrestling content here on the channel. We'll we obviously talk SmackDown, Raw. We've talked NXT this week. A lot of great stuff coming here on the channel. Also sports and sports entertainment. It's just the perfect blend here on the channel. Like, share, and subscribe. OT Mike Sports on Twitter. Off the Mic 28 if you want to follow me on Twitter. Thanks again for watching. I will talk to you guys very soon. Bye-bye.